Cool. So we actually interviewed Jason Calcanis, and he released a piece talking about YouTube and how YouTube, monetizing on YouTube might not be the best thing for people.
Yep.
You're always constantly dropping videos, dropping Medium posts. How do you use those things to monetize on your hustle, since those things don't really belong to you, or you can't do like email collection and things like that?
This is where people are confused. I am thrilled to do anything, anywhere, if it's bringing me awareness to convert later down the line. The biggest problem right now in the game is that everybody wants last point of distribution attribution to their sale. What did this talk do for me? Nothing. Like, it did the books that I got, for $100.
Yeah.
It's me giving you love because I like you, right, and your crew. It's 40 people here are gonna know me a little bit more for the next time. It's the 11 people that didn't know me at all. Fuck you guys. They now know me. They now know me, right? They now know me. So I'm not worried about what this specific hour on a Friday night where my wife was like, what are you doing? Like, I thought you were gonna be home earlier on Fridays. What it's going to do for me this moment. I'm worried about what it's gonna do for me long term. The reason I write on Medium is if I write a good piece on Medium, it will go viral, and then everybody that goes to medium.com, they will see one of the top 10 most read articles that day, and there's a lot of people going to medium.com that have never heard of me. Like, all of them. Like 99% of people still don't know who I am. So the reason I write for Medium and the reason I write for LinkedIn's influencer program is when I get something that goes viral, they have triggers that allow people who've never heard of me. If you write one of the 5 top articles on LinkedIn, if you've read in some of the LinkedIn articles, you see on the right side, they show the top 5 articles that day. That's allowed me to reach people that have never heard of me. So the reason I do things like YouTube when, I don't know, everybody's on it, and I can be discovered, you do things, it's crazy to think only one chess move. Nobody here really lives their lives like everything you do at that moment. What's the ROI of that? I understand that I can't convert on my website at that moment, but if you build, I'm just trying to fry bigger fish. If I'm trying to build a big enough brand, I get paid $70,000 to give a 1-hour keynote. I would never get that if I was worried about selling like $4 ebooks on my fucking domain page.
Very true. Very true.
So I'm just playing long game. I think we're all a lot younger. I don't know, who here is retiring in the next 10 years? I don't mean you're gonna fucking kill it and retire. I mean you're fucking old and you're finished. But think about that. One gentleman, who I don't believe, but I love him. So one gentleman, I'll believe it now. One gentleman, but the rest of us are all planning on grinding and working a decade from now. Do you know what the world looked like 10 years ago? We weren't even fully cell phoned out yet, let alone smart, let alone social. There was no Facebook, there was no YouTube, it didn't exist. So I think long term, I think really long term. I'm not worried about tomorrow, and so I make so many of my decisions on that, which is why it's confusing to most, but I just want to let the cards play out the way they do, and it's why I do a lot of stuff like this to document it, to leave it for the next generation to see that you can also win by running the marathon. You don't need to sell Instagram for $1 billion 500 days in. Everybody's trying to chase that 1 in a trillion. There's just such a guaranteed way if you put in the work and you bring in quality and you keep doing it and you grind and you hustle day in and day out. That's how many more people win and succeed than the one-offs that happen once in a generation.